I'm Stacy from Guitar Center. I'm here at the Alesis booth checking out what's new from NAMM. Nate's been showing me the Sample Pad Pro and the Sample Rack. Nate, can you tell us a little bit about them?
Sure. So the Sample Pad Pro is a brand new, both standalone and controller-based 8-pad percussion unit. So this is meant to be played with drumsticks, of course. It can be played on the tabletop or using a module mount accessory. It can be integrated onto any drum rack or drum hardware. On board, there is a drum module with 10 kits and about 200 sounds, but the real story here is we have an SD card input on the front panel. It accommodates up to a 32 gig SD card, and you can add 20 additional kits through a software utility that we include, and you just drag and drop your waves, your MP3s, whatever file format, and it's very easy to organize your kits and organize your folders. Pop in that SD card, you're good to go.
However, you can get any sounds you need out of it.
Yeah, you got it. So it's fully customizable, bring in your own sounds, and you can also loop sounds off of this. You can do multiple layered sounds, and you can actually transfer to the SD card over the USB connection. You don't need an SD card reader. So we have a couple other extension inputs on the back side here, and I'll just unplug it to show you. So we have a couple extra trigger inputs. We also have inputs for a hi-hat and a kick with the switches that you need to set it up for whatever hi-hat or kick you're using. And we have a general foot switch that is assignable. And then we have MIDI in and out and USB connection. And then we also on the back we have a 1/8" TRS in for an external audio source like your iPhone or whatever you're driving audio from with its own volume control. So that's Sample Pad Pro. Now,
how about Sample Rack?
So Sample Rack, everything you just heard about Sample Pad Pro is in this 1U Sample Rack. Now, instead of pads, we have 8 trigger inputs. So Sample Rack takes everything Sample Pad Pro does with the onboard drum module, 10 kits, 200 sounds, bring in 32 gigs, 20 more kits on your SD card, do all your transfer over USB. You have your aux in on the front this time, headphones on the front, main volume control, etc., navigation buttons. Now, on the back side, again, 8 trigger inputs, hi-hat and kick input with switches, foot switch, MIDI, etc. Not only is this a great way to get custom sounds into, really any percussion solution, you can be using this with acoustic drum triggers or electronic percussion and building your own kit as a standalone unit with your SD card, or this is the bridge for the software drummer. You're using Ableton drums, you're using plugins like BFD or Strike or anything else that you're using. This is a really easy way to make your acoustic kit with triggers or your electronic percussion kit. It's an easy way to make it your own fully customized sounds or sounds through plugins. So basically Sample Pad Pro is $299. It will be available around May. Sample Rack is $199 and will also be available around the same time.
Okay, great.
The last thing I'll mention is we are doing some new drum reference monitor headphones. So fully isolating, 40mm drivers, over-ear design, silicone headband, which is pretty sweat-proof while you're playing, has a nice grip on your head without giving you any fatigue. Really nice set of drum headphones, EQ'd for drummers, not flat EQ. So it's bumped in the right places, dipped in the right places where it sounds punchy, bright, a really killer set of headphones for drums, $49 US. We're going to ship these around April. So that's what we have for drummers.
So stay tuned in the spring. You'll be able to get the Sample Pad Pro as well as the Sample Rack at Guitar Center and on guitarcenter.com. Thanks so much, Nate.